Hello everybody, sorry I'm a few minutes late and I still didn't get to walk my dog, so it's been a bit hectic. Hello my darling, hi Jen. I've just been talking to the lovely Belinda in Australia, so I'm sure she'll jump on as well. I'm going to warn everybody, if my dog starts coming around me, it means he needs a pee and I may have to run and take him for a pee because he is due. So Pardis should be finding me any minute. It's been a crazy day today. It's been a crazy day, but he's in his little crate right now, so not locked in there. He's just choosing to be in there. So I'm just looking for Pardis. She just texted me, so I know that she is looking for me. Let me just see if she's in here. No, she's not in there yet. So Pardis should find me. But yeah, sorry guys for being late. Just trying to do a million things. My calendar is crazy. I have a call up until the moment I'm meant to be on the live, and then I have a call that starts immediately when the live's due to finish. It's been a bit hectic. I don't know why Pardis hasn't popped up yet though, because she literally texted me and she said, "Are you on?" And I was like, there's Belinda. Hello, my darling. Oh, I have a message for you, Belinda. Oh, there's Pardis. Okay, perfect. Okay. Belinda, after we got off the phone, my angel said that you could potentially be a very great coach. So that was a message for you.
Hi.
Hello, darling.
Hi.
Such a hectic day.
I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. I was on a call, and then it was the live, and then I have a call immediately after the live. It's just I haven't scheduled myself time to take a sip of my tea or anything.
I know. I'm telling you, it's because Mercury retrograde is ending today. So, hi. Oh, Jen is on here. Cool, you guys. So I pulled cards for the week. Do you want me to dive into that,
please do. Yeah, please dive
awesome.
in, and I'll be saging and doing all my bits while you do that.
Okay, so guys, I pulled the message for the week, not just for today. And what we just mentioned today, Mercury retrograde is ending, but we still have that 2-week post effect of it. So you may feel the effects of it. We also had the full moon, which is today, but you may have felt that clearing coming in last night as well. So that's why one of the first cards that popped up, you guys, was saying goodbye to the old and hello to the new. So if you've been feeling that deeper emotions coming up or ego coming up, I personally had that as well. It's just old emotions, old stories clearing out for you. So you want to see kind of what level you're at with it. And I'll share my story a little bit later. But the reason why this is happening, you guys, so if you felt old fears, insecurities, emotions coming up about your, let's say even your twin flame. Hi now, honey. You guys, the love life card came up. So just know any weird shit that came up or heavy shit that came up during Mercury retrograde these past few weeks or even this past weekend, it was meant to clear out old energies to make room for your connection with your twin flame. So a lot of you will be experiencing a new shift in energy with respect to your twin flame connection. What I love is, I'm going to show the cards this time, you guys. So both the son card and daughter card came up here. So whether you guys are male, female, gender, or same sex, it doesn't matter. What that shows me is both parties are doing an inner child healing and clearing, which is really interesting because I was guided to do an inner child healing meditation last night, randomly, I always say in quotations. So just know that's what's been going on. You guys are both clearing out those insecurities so that you could come together in physical union, whether they're mini reunions or, being together or a healthier connection. And the final message, the birthday card came out. So if any of you guys are experiencing a birthday this month or coming up, or your twin flame is, special things are going to be happening around that day and time for you. If no birthdays are involved, just know that you need to be in receiving mode. That means you need to connect with spirit. You need to start allowing those messages and guidance to come in. Be open to accepting compliments, gifts, help. You really have to be open in that receptive energy right now. So that's the message for the week, and a little explanation of why emotions may have been high or crazy for you guys.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. No, that's fantastic. And the main thing that was resonating in that for me was the talking about the receiving, because I've been getting lots of interesting information today in run up to this live. And I'm being told to say the precursor is that this is going to be for the advanced women, initially the things I'm speaking on. So I'm going to be talking to the really advanced women, and then I've been asked by my angels to ask you to do the actual beginners, and then the two of us will take the intermediates together. So
perfect.
With the advanced ones, I've been told that by this point, and you'll know if you're advanced, you're probably living your divine purpose, you are predominantly in a state of peace, you're aware when your ego's talking, you've silenced your mind, you know, this is kind of where the advanced girls are. You've cleared out the toxic friendships, you don't have any more toxicity in your life, you've gotten rid of a lot of the bad habits, and whatever those habits were, whether it's food, drink, smoking, anything like that. This is who I would call this advanced circle that I'm to speak to. Now, at this point, if any of you were meant to go down the route of having a stepping stone soulmate, it will have already have happened by now and probably dissolved, and it would have dissolved in a really positive way, and you still would have that guy's phone number, and you could ask him if you needed him to change your light bulb, he'd still come over and do it. You know, this is kind of, it was like, you know, if there was, your last relationship would have been like a reasonably positive one if you had a stepping stone soulmate. On the other hand, at this point now, you're just like, no, it's twin time. And I'm making it happen. I'm making this fucking shit happen, and I'm making it happen now. Okay?
Yeah.
You're in this mode. And so with the women that are in this mode, the information that I'm getting is, I talked before in an earlier one about having an energy of appreciation and respect for your twin, and to make sure there isn't any negative emotions there. Again, I'm assuming the advanced women have done that at this point, and that whenever they think of their twin, it's only with admiration and respect. Now, what we're to do is we're to acknowledge where our own fears actually caused this separation to happen in the first place. You know, me, I was the runner. I know Pardis was the runner herself as well. So if I had not run, I would be with my twin now. He asked me to, he asked to put a ring on my finger the night he met me, you know, and everyone knows my twin is someone who's quite well known. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering whether I even have ever met him, or if I'm just imagining he's my twin. No, he asked me to marry him. And I was the one that ran. And so here's the thing. We need to acknowledge that the fears within us that made us run, or the fears that made us behave badly, or the fears within us that caused whatever the level of separation that you're currently in is, you need to understand, have you healed all of those fears now? Truly, completely and utterly. And whether those fears now are so small and niggly and hiding, where basically those fears are things like, you've already gotten over yourself. You've already been going to the gym. You're like, I look better than I have done in years. You're saying that to yourself. So that's not one. You're trying to look to see if there's any of these niggly bits left. Am I still looking at other guys in the hopes that there's someone just in case he doesn't show up? Well, then just know that he'll be looking in case something as well. So we have to take the mirroring stuff again. This is just for the advanced women. I don't want anyone getting confused. But at this point, it's about really narrowing down the focus and really, really like making sure you become aware that you caused the separation on some level with your fears, and that have you quelled all of them now. And basically, if he can hear everything you think in your head, does he like it?
Yeah.
Is your head a comfortable place for him to be? Because at the point when your head becomes a comfortable place for him to be, the chances are he's around the corner. And that's what the advanced women are to work on. Genuinely, you've worked on your garden, the garden's done. And now it's literally, is your mind the residence that he will want to live in 24/7? So it's deep and crazy, but you guys know what I mean. So if I can hand that to you, that's what I was told to talk about, though, is that literally it's taken it to that level now. Is he going to enjoy hearing your every thought?
Absolutely. And to touch on that, you guys posted like an important post. I think it was like yesterday or so. And I want to touch on that. And I forgot, it was from like Light Worker Carrie or something. So I don't have it in front of me, but the gist of it was that like basically you guys, if you've met your twin flame, you know of their existence. Again, you're meant to be in a romantic relationship with them. I know there's things out there like, oh, if you met your twin, they were just a catalyst. Oh, if you've met your twin, you're just supposed to come into mission with them. Oh, you have multiple twin flames. You have a this, you have a that. I am not of that belief. So again, I don't want to say they're right or wrong. That's just maybe what they've experienced. But if you've met your twin flame, you are meant to be in a partnership with them. The only reason you're not is basically what Amelia just covered, and on like a deeper level too, it's emotional blocks, like exactly what she said, you guys. So you really have to tap in and see where that, like, where you're not balanced out, where you're not lining up. You could say all day, every day, you want a relationship with your twin flame, you want to be with them, but if that deep-seated fear, doubt, anything is still there, you're not in alignment. So my favorite quote, because I didn't understand it when I first saw it in this, it's a movie I love, it's called The Wedding Date. I don't think it's that well known, but I'm sure most of the girls on here have seen it. But I remember her, like, father told her, he's like, everyone has the love life that they want, I think he said. And I never understood that. I'm like, how could you freaking want to be alone? Like, what is he talking about? It doesn't make sense. But you are the center of your universe. You are attracting into your life the relationships you are subconsciously asking for. If your twin flame is not contacting you or is not in your life, it's because there's an emotional block there. For me, ego is the #1 biggest thing I've had to conquer. Even it highlighted last night, which I think I maybe tuned into the message you're sharing this morning, because I was wondering why I was off kilter, but also ego came up right during this Mercury retrograde and moon. So you got to check yourself. And I'm blessed because I have 2 of my closest friends that I go to, and I'm like, guys, I'm an ego and I need to vent it out to get that energy out of me. Or I go, I don't know if I'm ego, you know, I bounce it off of them. If you guys do not have a close friend or anyone, seek out a coach, you know, Amelia's program, or, you know, seek guidance either through us or someone you resonate with, because you got to talk these out. For me, if I hadn't talked out my ego, and it was interesting because I was almost having a flashback to 2017 and 2018 of where I was at with my twin flame, and I'm like, why are these thoughts even coming up? And I would tell my friends, I'm like, I'm sharing with you the story that's rolling in my brain. But I've noticed I had to get it out, and maybe back 2 years ago, I was at like DEFCON 1. I was like fueled with ego. Last year and maybe 2018, I was at DEFCON 3. Now I'm at a 4 or 5 where ego, like, it doesn't always go away. It pops up anytime you do something new. You're about to enter a new shift or energy with your twin flame, or start a new business, or start anything new. But once you're aware of it, you're just like observing it. So does this, when a lot of clients ask, like, does the work ever end? Does this end? It does, but not the like life work. I'm not talking about the life work where boom, you die, because we're here to experience life and grow and learn. That twin flame hard work does simmer down, you guys. Those dark night of the souls simmer down. Yeah. You go from that DEFCON 1 to like a 4 or 5. So there is hope, but you got to do the emotional work.
Yes. Yes,
sorry,
we really
long
did.
rant.
No,
Yeah.
It was needed. We both did. You guys, you can tell, me and her, we both have this, we have strong energy, you know. She gets it, she's like, right.
I'm like.
This is what's happening. Well, she's an ex-lawyer, but I think she's the best twin flame reader on the planet. Like, she's amazing. So,
Thank
you know,
you.
And then there's me. I'm an ex-rapper. And
yeah.
Here I am, the founder of the community. I mean, Lord, it's a bit special. Yeah. Anyway,
totally.
This is the thing, you know, is that we have to become aware. We have to take ownership. So the thing is, like I said, with the ladies that are in that advanced stage, it's really taking ownership now, like literally, because people are like, well, Amelia, you know, look where you are. And, you know, if you're still doing work, what am I going to be able to do? Well, all I can say is I've been ticking things off the list, you know. I've got the house together. I got the garden together. Last week we were talking about the garden. Well, the garden's now together. I've just got to wait until it's petunia season to get the actual flowers. But everything else, furniture, everything, garden, check. Then it was like, okay, any final blocks? Looked at blocks from my past from like 20 years ago. Things that didn't even make sense anymore. Like, oh, well, when I get to LA, I need to call this guy. And it's like, well, actually, no, in fact, I need to unfollow him on Instagram because I don't need any contact with any of these guys. I just don't need it. So clearing out. And then, and I can only talk with my own journey. You know, all I know is that obviously some of us did pick bigger missions, and so getting prepared for those bigger missions, I'm being shown, it's like, imagine if you were someone who's just going to go up on a satellite and go once around the world and come back down. That's one lot of training. But if you're going to go up and live on Jupiter for a year, that's another level of training. And then if you're going to actually go to the next galaxy, then you're going to have a bit more training. Well, I'm just being told that for me, the training was like, you literally have to complete everything. You have to have completed all and everything. And not everybody else is going to have that, but there are some of the girls that are, you know, on the same path as myself, and it's cleaning out the last bits of the last bits of the last bits, guys, you know.
So I love that you said that, because that's what this super moon going on right now is about, you guys. It's about that spring cleaning and cleaning out. And like what I was mentioning last night, when my ego was kind of on fire and I was repeating those stories, Spirit showed me a vision of like a vacuum. I was vacuuming out my ego and whatever like was left over, that residue, you guys. So right now it is this moon and March is about cleaning shit out that no longer belongs in your life. And this is like the nitty gritty details, you guys. Like, again, it's connections, projects, you know, anything that is excessive or does not resonate with you, that needs to clear out. And one thing I want to touch on, I've mentioned it, those who have followed me from like YouTube to Instagram, and it touches for the intermediary and the beginner folks. You guys, on this journey, everyone's journey is very different. Again, what Amelia said, because you're clearing out what is specific to yourself and your ancestral line. But
and your mission. So it's like
absolutely
this way and this way.
And that way. So, but the two, what I call the dominant emotional blocks that people clear, like there are twin flames who come together and they are like in a relationship. They get married. They're like clearing out their shit together. Then there's the twin flames who come, like me and Amelia, I think, had similar experiences. You meet them and then you separate, or you meet them again and you separate. You maybe hear from them for a while, then you separate. How Spirit explained it to me is the ones who come together, stay together, and of course they deal with the clearings together. The dominant emotional block they're clearing is that codependency, okay? Because they're so used to, and we all have codependency, the key word being dominant. So for the ones who come together, stay together, you're clearing out codependency. Because a lot of maybe didn't date many folks before their twin flame, before getting together, married with their twin flame, or they went from like living with their parents straight to like living with their twin flame, or they go from relationship to relationship because at the time they were seeking outside of themselves to feel whole or feel, you know, alive or fulfilled. So right now, the biggest block you guys are clearing is codependency, on top of like the other mini ones.
The ones who are in the relationship now, the ones that are physically in contact stroke union with their twin.
And they have been since, let's say, 5 years, 10 years. They're the ones who came together, got married or dated, that consistency, and they maybe stayed together. Right now, they may be dealing with like releasing that codependency. The ones like what we experienced, like coming together, going apart, maybe hearing from them, whatever it is.
Thinking you've healed, getting another chance, still fucking it up, then coming
back again,
then getting another chance, fucking it up again.
That is us. Us, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. That one is the dominant fear of intimacy. So this conversation may trigger you guys. Don't let it trigger you. Just let it educate you. And if you're like, no, that's not me, trust your intuition. But those ones, we come together, or you haven't heard from your twin flame in 6 months, a year. Fear of intimacy is the biggest one, and a little bit of fear of rejection. Fear of intimacy because either you grew up, again, very knowing of yourself or independent, in your own space, very intuitive, not knowing, again, maybe what intuition is. You didn't really seek out relationships to complete you. But again, when you meet your twin flame, it sparks this like, it's too much. Yeah.
Good. I mean, literally, it was like everything I'd ever listed on a wish list times 1,000, all being put in front of me. And I just couldn't cope. It was it was too much love. It was like I was like, how can you be everything? I just couldn't deal. I couldn't deal. I had to go away and gradually get used to the fact that this is actually not only what I want, what I deserve, what I need, what I'd like, what I'd love, but but it took that long to really
absolutely
get there.
And that's what causes the runner mode in us, because we're running from that intimacy, because you have two fears. Your fear of like almost being with them because it seems like so unreal, being with them and losing them, and maybe not being with them. So it's like a twofold fear you guys experience. It's almost like having it all and then losing it is going to crush you. You know what I mean?
It was like, this is so good that I need to crush it because I couldn't cope if it got crushed. It's like that almost.
But so the challenge for those folks who's dominant, again, you guys dominate. It doesn't mean the ones working on codependency don't have fear of intimacy, but codependency is your dominant one. The ones whose dominant is fear of intimacy and possibly a hint of rejection, is you got to break that by possibly being the first one to open up emotionally. You're conquering your fears. You're coming out of your comfort zone because everything is making you run. The opposite of that is you got to do everything against what your ego is telling you to do. So for me, I've shared with you guys, I was maybe after running for a bit, I was the one who came back and shared my feelings first. I was the one who shared what I wanted for the long haul. Exactly. You have to open up first, even though it's scary as fuck. Like, here comes the cussing, you know. It's scary as shit, you guys, but that's how you know that's an emotional block you have to conquer.
Yes.
For the codependent folks, you guys were so used to, when you came together in the beginning, let's say you've been married to them for 5 years, 10 years, or dating them or engaged. You've been so used to being this, like one unit. You're now learning to become separate people, but your twin flame, since you're ascending a little bit faster and you're meant to, because you're pulling the energy the same as those who have been in separation are, you're kind of meant to go first. This
can I add something there? Just that one of you is leading it spiritually.
Yes.
And now, because we talk about the mirroring all the time, one of you is leading, and 99% of the time it's us, the women. So just be aware that if you're leading and doing what you should do, it's going to be affecting him in the way it's meant to be affecting him. Absolutely. It's just science, you know?
And to Amelia's point, if you're watching this or you're aware of twin flames, you're the one leading it, because again, you're aware of this right now. And again, to her point, it doesn't mean that they're not doing the work. You're energetically tied to them, so you're both doing the work. But yeah, so when you guys are like separating from this, and again, you're leading, your twin flame counterpart is like, no, where are you going? I'm so used to this. You're breaking away and becoming a new person because you're meant to be, but they're freaking the fuck out. But that doesn't mean you got to stay stuck here. You got to have that communication here to explain to them kind of what's going on, because you may have not had that two independent, healthy beings coming together in a relationship when you first met, or for the past, let's say 5-10 years. So that's for the folks who are breaking codependency. And that codependency may also be like, again, with parents. It could be with siblings, with a job, with like money, and your twin flame, or an ex-spouse or a current spouse. So that's, the more you're learning to fill yourself up on the inside, you're healing your connection with your twin flame. And one last thing, sorry, I know I have a lot to say today, but those who are seeking the soulmate relationship outside of your twin flame, I'm not judging you. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything like that. But again, you're confusing the fuck out of the universe, because you're saying, I want to be with my twin flame. But if you're like, oh, hey, side piece, or oh, hey, I need to just be with someone,
this is where we have an interesting bit, because the thing is, I had a stepping stone soulmate last year, and it was great. And so that's why I say a lot of the advanced women passed on from that. But with intermediates, there's some intermediates and beginners. I want to explain about my stepping stone soulmates, though, because it's different, okay? The stepping stone soulmate will be someone that comes in and they literally treat you like an absolute queen. They support your business ideas. They make you feel brave about making decisions with your work. They make you feel beautiful. They pick you up on time. They take you on great dates. They communicate well. They're just everything. It's really like, wow. And it's basically to set the template of how you should be treated, especially women that have come from abusive relationships or bad relationships. Having this stepping stone soulmate that shows you that you have done your work, you're not responding like a crazy person anymore, you're not being codependent or fearful, and you're actually just quite, it's all just nice. and then they normally dissolve within about 6 to 12 weeks. It's just, it's and what happens though is that when a woman has had a stepping stone soulmate, it actually means that any of the other guys that come along that are trying to get them that aren't worthy, it's just this short, easy no, because they've got this defense system up, because but it's a positive defense system. So that's why I do want women to focus on their twin if they are at the stage of healing where they have healed to such an extent. If you heal to the extent where I am, then literally the darkness will jump in any guy that even remotely takes a look at you and make them act like idiots anyway, because literally they're like, we're just trying to keep them away from you, Amelia. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a great job. you know, it's like, regardless of who they are. So the thing is that at the same time, if you're someone who previously had you know, an unpleasant relationship, if your last relationship was an unpleasant one where you weren't worshipped and adored, if a guy comes along that wants to worship and adore you, just stay in the present. Don't start planning kids. Don't talk about marriage. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it for a couple of weeks, and then it will burn out, and the two of you will be like, well, that was nice. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah. Well, let's stay friends. Yeah. And it's like that. It's just different. Yeah. It's not just random sex. It's not side piece. It's not any of the 3D stuff. They're like a prequel to your twin, and it dies off. But this is only for a certain sector of women, and it will come along for you when you're saying, I'm healed, and it comes along just to show you that actually you're right, you are. And then it kind of dissolves away, and then you move on to the next bit. So that's kind of how I am on it. It's quite specific.
And I could see that. And to your point, I was referring to the ones that are like, I'm just going to forget my twin, let me get it in a relationship. So two different scenarios. And to Amelia's point, those ones are, they could be twofold too. They can also be a boost in energy for you. Like, imagine.
Sorry. I think okay, this is confusing. Just in case anyone's seeing that I have joined, because I'm in Empress Evolution. That's because Jodie Lee, the admin of the Empress Evolution, she's in my page at the moment, and she's just joined, and she didn't realise she was in me, if that makes sense.
That's funny.
Now she's in Jodie Lee. Just anyone's like, how is Amelia joining her own live? What's going on?
No worries. Oh yes. So no. So two things, you guys. Sometimes someone will come in just to boost your energy. So if you've been like so depressed, you're not with your twin. This is different from what Amelia is saying. Like so depressed, you're not with your twin flame. You're just feeling like blah blah. The universe may send you someone also to give you that boost of energy to kind of feel like yourself again, and to bring you to a higher vibration, so that your like twin flame can reach you, or you could just, you know, up level your energy a bit so positivity can reach you, because you may have been on such a lower vibration. Different scenarios, but just know different instances happen. But as long as they're not like long term, you guys, because again, if your intention is you want to be with your twin flame in a romantic relationship, you have to stay consistent with your messaging, if that makes sense.
The thing
so
is,
it's the same as if,
Stone soulmates are normally temporary, and you just enjoy the moment, girls. You enjoy the moment and just enjoy the really good treatment. And then normally, if you are as healed as you think you are, and you're not showing any weird stuff because you know how we may have had behaviors that we displayed with our twin and we claim to have fixed them, but if you display them with this other guy, then you know it's still you're the problem. But if you have this guy and you don't display any of the bullshit, then you can be like, okay, no, I've healed. And then typically, if you are that healed, the guy will just start being a bit insecure, and things will just fizzle out generally. The key is to enjoy the moment, stay in the present, don't start thinking ahead, don't make big huge plans with this guy, just enjoy it if you've not had a healthy relationship before, because it's a really great thing to have that solid template. Even if what happens is your twin comes along, and now your twin, maybe if he hasn't quite finished his work yet, you having that template helps, because you know what's right. You know how to still have boundaries with your twin, because that's the other problem that a lot of the ladies that are in contact with their twin now have, is that their twin hasn't finished doing what he needs to do, and they haven't finished, and they still keep overstepping each other's boundaries. Whereas if one of them had a stepping stone soulmate, she'd know what her boundaries were, and she would just be like, that's okay, that's not okay, and it would be a lot more simple for them, you know.
And also, I'll use myself as an example too, and why Amelia had a good point. Why, again, if you get in that mode of like, why isn't my twin flame transforming this and that? It's just me. Like, get out of that mentality like as fast as you can. But the reason being, and I want to use this example because it was in a book as well too. You guys, so again, we're the 5D a little bit moving faster, whatever it is. Again, if any of you guys followed me on Instagram, it was that bird cage metaphor or kind of thing where your twin flame comes when you meet them. They kind of like free you to kind of go pursue the spirituality, transforming yourself. Kind of.
Can I just leave you explaining that while I run to the loo? Because I did.
Yeah, go.
When I got off the phone. Carry on.
Yeah. So you guys, again, when you meet your twin flame, they come in, they kind of wake you up spiritually to go and transform and change and like up level. So they kind of stick around in what I call like the 3D hell a little bit longer so that you can go ahead. The reason being is so that you can work out your triggers. You can work out those childhood wounds, do the emotional healing so that like when you guys are preparing for union, you are in a more like compassionate place because you've gone through that like shift and transformation in hell so that you can hold space for them to then go through it. Like for me, when I met my twin flame like 3 years ago or 2 years ago or last year, I would not have been able to hold space for him because I was in like trigger mode. Everything he said or did was like, I was taking personally, like darts in my heart or like wounded. So I couldn't even see him. It's that fog I think Amelia was referring to. So now, although ego still pops up for me, not to the same level, I'm able to hold space now for my twin flame. So when he's going through a dark night of the soul, when he's having ego or whatever it is, I'm sitting back and I'm not taking things personally or, you know, I may have moments.
You're able to balance shit. You know, you're able to just say, it's okay, I can balance this. This is okay, you know?
Yeah. And I want to wrap it around to give you guys a different picture. I don't know if any of you guys are aware of that couple. It's like they have a home building kind of thing. It's called Magnolia or something. Shoot, I forgot the couple's name. But anyways, so I want to use them as an example because they're a twin flame couple too. They do like Magnolia homes and they do flipping homes and all that. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because they both are business savvy and they had their businesses. But there were times where the girl, and I forgot her name, I'm so sorry. So sometimes she was at the forefront, like she was doing Magnolia Homes or the magazine, or they were doing a show together. So she was at the forefront and he was supporting her. He put his stuff on the back burner to support her. Then as a couple.
Chip and Joanna.
Thank you. I was like, what is their name?
I'm reading.
Oh, thank you. Whoever said that. Thank you. I couldn't even think of it. Thank you, Jen. So yeah, Chip and Joanna Gaines, you guys. So if you read their book, it's a very twin flamey story. So again, when it was Chip's turn to like be in the limelight and do his house flipping and this and that, Joanna took a step back. So as twin flames, one's going to be doing the work, one's going to step back and support. Then the other one's going to be doing the work, then the other one sits back and supports. Like a lot of twin flame couples are like that. So don't look at it as like we both have to be doing the work all the time. Right now, you're doing the work in preparation, working on yourself, working on your business, your life purpose, all that.
That's
so
why
you
I
have
just got in the bathroom. The angels came through and said something.
Yeah.
Business and stuff, like literally.
You're building that.
Yeah, that's it. Literally, what they want everyone to do is to write a shit list, and this is going to be. And this is.
I love how you got that in the bathroom.
Yeah. So it was literally do a shit list of all the shit that needs to get done realistically before they can come in. So I can tell you guys mine. Realistically, I still would like to, I'd like to get my weight down about another 5 pounds just because I want to, it's like a goal that I want to do for myself. It's like literally, I've already gone down, like my waist is almost at the inches I want it to be at, which was the same as what I had in like 2008 or something. So this is just like my own goal. So I've been working with a personal trainer, going to the gym 5 days a week, and I've not been drinking for nearly 90 days. So I've been doing all this stuff, you know, committed to doing it, not just wanting it, but actually doing it, you know. And I've lost like 10, 12, 15 pounds or something already. Anyway, so I want to do another like 5 pounds. And then at the same time, I need to get my online program done, which is going to take a lot of work. And, you know, I need to train up 2 other coaches. Like, I've got these things. Now, this is my shit list. And the thing is that realistically, what shit do you need to do that realistically needs to get done before he comes in? Like, if you're actually really honest with yourself, like, I'm not going to be working on my online program once I'm with him. Once I'm with him, I just want to be working on me and him shit, you know? So I need to make sure all my personal shit is done. So whatever that happens to be. So for, you know, I've gotten the house together, gotten the garden together, nearly there with the body, with, you know, those things. There with the clothes, like you have your different things, but that's what we want you to work out. Like Pardis just went pink with the hair. Is there something you've been waiting to do that with your hair?
Check it off.
Check things off. It's time to get that shit list down in March. Just get it all knocked off, girls, because we're holding ourselves up. We're stopping our own blessings because we know this shit needs to get done. So let's just get this shit done. No more excuses. We can all hang about with our friends and end up doing nothing and not getting anything done and having a great excuse for it. Let's stop that now. Yeah. Let's get things done.
And I like that you brought that up, because another thing I want to mention on this, like, now it's like the get shit done and clear shit out mode, like March is really starting that. You guys also, for the beginners and the intermediaries and probably the advanced, pay attention to the seasons, okay? Because I have mapped out my last 2-3 years, and every time around December to February, for me, it's because it's winter here. For those in Southern Hemisphere, it may be different. For me, winter, it's hibernation mode. It's slow it down. It's namaste mode. It's clear out any subconscious stuff. Get ready for the new year. Not a lot of action, preparation. February, always like new projects and new opportunities like come in. March, it's setting them in place. Summertime, it grows. It's your like abundant, fast-paced mode. October, September, it's always about like ending something, a project or a job or like a friendship or whatever it is. Kind of like ending or getting a preview of what next year is going to be about. So really, I would take time to look at this past 2019 and maybe see what happened in 2018 and see what the seasons look like for you. Because when you're advancing and going to this level, you're going to start lining up with Earth or like, you know, the nature, whatever. So the seasons, also moon energies, you guys pay attention to them. Full moons, I have a different reaction than I do with new moons. So I'm not saying like get too into it, like, oh my God, Mercury retrograde, I can't make any decisions, or oh no, full moon this. It's not about that. It's just awareness, because our body's made up of water. We're synced up to the, you know, seasons and the moon energies. Pay attention how your body reacts, what type of emotions come up, because now that I know that, it's almost like werewolf moment when it's a new moon. I just know to like put myself in like, not hiding, but like hermit mode for like a day or two to clear out like emotions. And I know I'll be fine like the next day or two. And same with abundance. Like for me and Amelia, I think you had the same thing. In September and October, I got a not premonition, but like messages from my angels about what you're going to be doing in March, what your December through January will look like. And now I'm looking at, I'm like, oh my God, everything is lining up the way they told me in September and October. So be very in tune with seasons and your guides. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just saw a lady there that said she put satin sheets on her shit list. And I think that's great. The only thing I'm being told is if you're one of the advanced women, be careful that it's not token items. Now, what I mean by that is I did the same thing. You know, it's like the place that I did live at the time, I remember buying exactly that satin sheets. But guess what? That was actually not even the right house. I needed to change houses, make huge, massive, drastic things in my company, make drastic changes with my body and my diet. I had to kick habits that I had to do all this. So they should feel like big shits. Basically, they should be big shit. So yes, I agree on the satin bed sheets, but also remember that I need you to think of what are the things that you know you need to change that you actually really don't want to deal with the idea of having to deal with. You know, when it's like getting rid of that best friend, getting rid of that business partner, you know, doing something like me quitting alcohol on Christmas Eve for 90 days, you know, what things are you actually like, please don't fucking make me do that. That's the thing I'm talking about.
Absolutely right. And I want to tie that to, for those of you who have not heard from your twin flame for, I want to say, 3 months or more, or have not physically seen their twin flame for 3 months or more, just know that this big shit list is going to change that. If you have not seen or heard from your twin flame for 3 months and more, it is due to a block in your energy, emotions, it could be subconscious, or this big shit thing that you need to start clearing. 3 months, I'll say, but if it's been like 6 months or a year, you have not seen or heard from your twin flame, it is not because of your twin flame. So don't sit there and be like, well, my twin flame's married, well, my twin flame's this, my twin flame's that. Absolutely zero, no, because I will, yeah, because I will absolutely tell you, when you clear those blocks, a lot of them are money blocks, a lot of them are forgiveness blocks, a lot of them are these big shit list ticker items. Once you clear that, your twin flame will pop up. I don't care if they're married, 5 kids, live in another state, live in another country, they will show up. So if you have not heard or seen your twin flame, just know it is within your control. It is nothing to do with your twin flame. Yeah. Again, back to that quote, everyone has the love life that they want. So something in you emotionally, energetically is repelling them. And I'm not judging, I'm not saying that. I'm saying dig deep. Like Amelia knows, when I do my readings, I dig up dead bodies. Like I dig
literally
deep.
Dead bodies. They're like corpses, you know, they're like 20 years old. You're like, I don't even want that anymore. And you're like, well, why are you telling yourself you want it? I'm like, I don't know.
But that's what it is. Like, I know it's true, because in this twin flame journey, it's not just picking at surface stuff. This is deep shit that you got to clear out to make room for them. And money blocks are huge, you guys. So if you're worried about, oh, if I leave this job, how am I going to make money? Oh, if I start a business, how am I going to make money? I can't make money doing anything else. Or I can't leave my ex-spouse or this spouse that is not my twin flame, because who's going to financially support me, or parents, whatever it is, or job, whatever. If you're tied to that still, you guys, that is a huge block on the twin flame journey. And
so
yeah, go ahead.
No, carry on. But I was just going to say, we have 2 things I want to answer as soon as you finish that sentence.
That's pretty much it, you guys. Money blocks are huge, because that is a foundation block. That's your basic wellness, security, like that. So if you're feeling threatened, your basic needs, and that's a mindset, you guys, that can shift. That's a lack poverty mindset that you have to shift to abundance. But if you have that, like my basic needs, how am I going to provide? That shuts down your heart and sends your twin flame away. So just awareness there.
So the word I just heard really loudly, like an absolute choir, was trust. I want everybody that has a pen in their hand to write the word trust, because the thing is that there is so much that we're still not trusting in. If we are still shopping about, then we don't really trust. Again, if you've had no positive romantic relationships before, having a brief one can be okay, as long as it feels incredibly good. But the saying, what about divine timing? Well, here's the thing. Divine timing will be in play once you have completed everything on your shit list. But the reason you haven't done the things on your shit list are because your ego is actually getting in the way. And your ego is thoughts of separation from source or divine timing, or from God. So if ego is thoughts of separation from God, then if ego is in charge, it's leading you away. So once you get to the front door, yes, how long it takes them to open the front door is a different thing. But the chances are almost none of us are waiting at the actual front door yet, including myself and Pardis. We are literally, me and Pardis can see the door. We can see the fucking door, and we're working through our shit list. That's where we are. You understand?
Yeah.
People don't even see the door, and they're over here talking about divine timing, but it's divine timing once you get to the door and you knock, how long it takes them to actually answer. But we've got to get to the door and be knocking first, girls. But you can't get to the door and knock until your head is somewhere where they can live 24/7, till your 3D environment is right. Everything is right. Everything you're thinking, feeling, seeing, everything is in alignment within you. Within you.
And Yeah, to Amelia's point, you guys, what I would suggest after this live is make that list. It could be one thing, it could be 10 things. It doesn't mean you have to do all 10 things like right this minute. Pick one that you can easily do within the next like 2-3 weeks or in March, like the rest of March. And we had a question on here that says, do you contact your twin flame?
Yes.
Oh, you did, right? Yeah, it said, do you contact your twin flame or figure your shit out first? Two things on that. I would clear your twin flame out of your mind right now, everyone. Clear them out. Do the shit list item. Pick that one shit list that you're going to get done either this week, this weekend, or in March. Just one item, you guys. Do that. And then once you've, like, that's self-love, you guys. When people ask what's self-love, that's self-love. Picking something to do on their shit list that's for their benefit. When you do that, your intuition is going to open up, and either spirit, because you've kind of raised your vibration, either spirit's going to guide you to reach out to your twin flame because you've opened up to the connection again, or your twin flame may reach out like out of the blue. So take your twin flame out of the equation, write the list, focus on that list for 1 to 2 weeks without your twin flame. But if you get clear guidance to be
because that question was really important. You were in the middle of answering it, Pardis, and then I wanted to answer it as well. If you can quickly retype your question, Jen, if you can.
Did I get cut out? Can you hear me okay?
You froze, and then I was saying to you to jump out and jump back in, and then it just cut the whole thing off. So I was like, okay, well, we caused the glitch in the matrix. You know?
Yeah, well, two things. That's one, Mercury retrograde, but two, that always happens to me with client calls when Spirit's saying pay attention to that message. So look how important that message was, that they're like, pay attention. So, so I don't know how much of the message came through.
You have a great memory, so if you can repeat what you know of the question and then start answering it again, and we'll both answer it, because I don't want anything to be missed.
Yeah, so the question was, do you contact your twin flame or figure your shit out first? And I'll do it quick again. My response was, put your twin flame out of your mind. Make a quick list after this live of maybe one thing or 10 things. Pick one thing to focus on and get that shit done either within the week or in March. And while you're doing that, you're raising your vibration, because again, that's self-love. And that's how your angels will reach you and either intuitively guide you to reach out to your twin flame, and your heart will be open again to the connection, or your twin flame may magically reach out to you, because again, you've opened your heart by giving yourself that self-love. So put your twin flame, should I reach out, should I not reach out? Put that on a shelf. I always say, elf on the shelf it, go focus on you. The answers will come.
Exactly. So the thing is, I want to give some examples of shit list items, because I'm being told that as I do this, that this is really going to like trigger some good memories, like for people to be like, oh shit, I need to do that too. Also, I just have to let everyone know I have a phone call at 7, so we will have to cut off then. Range of things, like right now, okay, I have a shit drawer where I throw all my shit, and I did try and clear it out once, but I didn't even do it properly. My angels kept telling me to do it, but I still haven't done it properly. So I have a drawer where, you know, where you dump all the things that you just don't look at and you throw them in one drawer. I need to do that drawer. That's something on my shit list. I have these 2 boxes on my bookshelf right here as well. They need to come out. So I need to empty that, and I need to empty those 2 and just sort them out. It's on my shit list. It's in it, you know. Then I have massive things like a 9-week, $7,000 how to turn your program into an online program course that I need to study and work through. And I need to fucking do it. Like, I just need to fucking do it. Jodie's going to help me, God bless her. Anyway, so that's something, big shit list thing. Other things, clearing out the toxic business partners, toxic friends. You probably have, everyone probably has someone in their life they need to clear out of their life, and that they have found every excuse possible on this universe to not clear them out. Well, clear them the fuck out, because that's what's keeping your vibration down. It's the things that you don't want to do. It's like I always say to people, when I'm coaching them, and that's the other thing, guys, if you've not done a free call with me, if you've never seen me before, I do free calls. You just go onto the Amelia Happiness Guru page and just book a free call. There's quite a lot of my clients are on here right now, but I will talk you through this stuff one-to-one as well, you know, and I do. And I literally was just on one of those calls before we got on here with Belinda, and Belinda's on here now watching. So, but yeah, shit list items. And these are like my personal ones. And Pardis, you give yours. Like we just need to give you guys examples because people are just not, you know, with me, I've got this little, I've got my stomach so much better than it was. I've got this little bit more that I just want to sort out. And, you know,
mine is around health. A lot of mine is around health because when I'm around toxic people or environments, my go-to from childhood has been food to numb out. So even though I could develop allergies here and there, for me, it's clearing out and doing a healthy diet. And similar to Amelia, you guys know if you've been following me, I'm shifting and adding to my business and constantly growing. So a project is on there. So health and life purpose are the big ones for me. And one quick thing, if you don't mind, if I could throw it in, you guys, look at the environment you're in right now. And I'm talking about your home environment and your work environment, you guys, because sometimes you may realize, oh, I hate this job, but I'll go to it. I don't have anything else. Or your home environment, you may be living with folks who are not your twin flame. Maybe it's family or exes or friends or whatever it is. You don't realize how bad it is until you take a break from it. And bad meaning you guys are not energetically aligned, so it's keeping you weighted down. So if you're like, why is my twin flame, we're not having a good relationship or this and that, it's because of the environment you're in. So what I would suggest is if you can, take a weekend away. Take 2 days off from your job. And when you're coming back to it, notice how much resistance or energy lowering you have, because that's your guides and your body intuition telling you.
What do you not want to do? If you don't want to go to work, then you really think you're going to be with your twin flame going to a job that you hate, complaining to him about your shit job? Of course you're not.
No. You have to be in alignment. You have to be in alignment, you guys. So if you're sending out, I want love, I want this, I want that. So universe is going, well, are you loving yourself when you're showing up to that home environment that doesn't meet the love you want, or that work environment that doesn't meet the love you want? Because all you're sending out is to the universe, I don't deserve better than this.
Yes.
That's all you're sending out. So that's got to change.
Food. I just got that about food. I just got that about food. There's girls that are eating bad food right now, yet they're saying, I want love. But you got to love yourself first, you know?
Absolutely.
You have to love yourself. It is literally everything, guys. It's aligning yourself with your best self. And there's people like myself here to help. Pardis can do a read with you as well. You know, it's like, there is help, but you have to get everything into alignment, and you know when you're there because you are buzzing. I'm buzzing most of the time. In fact, if I'm not buzzing, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling something for the collective. And then I like release it and put it out. Like today I put a story up about how the worry energy was real because I could feel it. I was like, well, I'm not worried. So what's going on? And then Antoinette, who's a very, very extraordinary girl, she'd already picked up on it and put a story out about it. So, you know, it's like, we need to get real with ourselves, guys. Stop thinking if this is some romantic relationship. You're not going to be wearing the same clothes or eating the same food or going to the same job or hanging out with the same friends unless they're fucking great. Unless the clothes are fucking great. Unless the job is fucking great. Are you understanding, guys? Like, analyze every aspect of your life. And if it's not fucking great, it needs to change.
Yeah, and with the job thing, you guys, you are not, I mean, think about it big picture wise. You are not here to wake up, go to a job you don't like, come home, go to bed, be miserable. That is not your purpose. Your purpose is to be here and experience love and joy. And you guys know when you're spending hours with friends you like love, they vibrate high, it's as if like time doesn't even exist. But when you're with friends who are draining you or family members who are draining you, it's like, what the fuck, and you come home drained. Same with the job, you guys. When you're doing something you're passionate about, like this is technically supposed to be work for me, but it's not, because I'm having so much fun and I could do this for 10 hours. Right? You could do this for 10 hours. And I wake up like looking forward to my day to the point where I was like, oh my God, is this my life? Like, I'm not waking up miserable sitting and driving to a job I don't love. So start mapping out your exit strategy. That's all you got to do. Like, start sending that out to the universe so that you can invite and receive guidance on what's next for you. Don't be miserable.
I've just been told there is a girl that needs to plan an exit strategy from a female friend. So, you know, it's okay if my passion's in fashion, not right, light work. Of course, Jody, you see, the thing is that your fashion stuff and I have a passion for fashion, as you know too, Jody. It's what's going to get us in alignment. You know, I was asked once, you know, what would you do in the future when money doesn't exist anymore and no one needs anything and everything's supplied? I said, I'd design clothes. Why? Because I just love it. I just
and fashion.
So it is light work.
Yeah,
if it
fashion.
makes you feel good, it makes them feel good, and it's good.
Absolutely. It's creativity. It's creativity. So your creativity, for me, my creativity shows up in words or speaking. Your creativity shows up in fashion. Some people shows up on the medical table. Like they love doing surgery because it's like a puzzle to them. So it's whatever lights you up. It doesn't matter what industry or what it is. Creativity shows up in so many ways, you guys. It just means you're like excited to do it and it doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. There was one other thing I was just getting. I'm just trying to see what it was.
We may get cut.
I think we're all right because remember we restarted.
Oh yeah.
I have my phone call.
Okay.
I have my phone call that I have to make at 7 because I've just been really tightly put in on here. So I'm just trying to see if that last thing was. I think it is just about everybody being very realistic with themselves about every aspect of their life. And not speaking to lower vibrational girlfriends that will convince you that everything's okay because they don't want to face anything. You see, don't speak to the low vibe people about getting things done on your shit list because they'll give you 10,000 reasons why that shit list should be left alone and why you should go and drink with them. Oh, I remember, it's something fun. I remember. So when I was still drinking alcohol, and again, I've never had a problem with alcohol ever. My only problem was I just liked Fireball and champagne and red wine. I just liked them. And so obviously I was an ex-socialite. I used to party 5, 6, 7 nights a week in London with billionaires. So I had fun with alcohol. It was cool. Anyway, so I was told just before Christmas that once me and my twin were together, that our favourite things would be sex and fruit. And that we'd be living somewhere hot. And at the time, it was just a weird thing that my angel said to me. But now that I have not drunk anything in 90 days and not even smoked any of those hookah thingies in the clubs or like vapey things or anything like that, just nothing. I realise now what that would be, because it would literally be me and him somewhere hot. We got the ocean, and the best things in life will be fruit. Like, oh, it's a fresh guava. Oh, it's a passion fruit. Oh, this is watermelon.
Yeah.
Pineapple. Oh, it's like, oh, exciting. Sex and fruit. Like the highlight of your life, sex and fruit. But to get to a point where sex and fruit are the highlight of your life, you've got to clear out all the bullshit, because all the bullshit makes. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
you know, for you to appreciate the fruit, you have to have cleaned out your diet. And for the sex to be the type of sex that they want us having, that spiritual sex, that sex that's going to create spirit babies, that's going to change the world sex, you can manifest stuff sex, that healthy sex with a womb that you know is pure and innocent and feels, you know what I'm saying? All of the clearing we have to do to get to that, that's what now is about.
And to Amelia's point, pay attention to when you're eating like processed food, heavy foods, like that affects your energy. So to her, there's like many reasons why your diet will have an impact. So again, if you are trying to step into your creativity, clean up your chakras, your energy, not attract lower vibe people, you got to pay attention to your foods, because again, the food you put in your body, and it's different for everyone. Again, strawberries could be bad reaction for me versus strawberries are amazing for you. I'm not saying just processed junk food, but food affects your energy and keeps you at a lower vibration. For some folks, alcohol or caffeine for me can do it, but that's an addiction I have to heal. But you know, everyone reacts differently, whereas some folks can handle caffeine or coffee, but for me, it causes anxiety or like that jitteriness. So it doesn't help my vibration.
You want to get purified. We all know what purified looks like, because it's the things that we already know we're meant to be doing. All of this is just facing it. It's doing the uncomfortable shit and stop talking to low vibe friends and family about it so they can give you excuses why not to do it.
Yeah.
Do the opposite, you know, sign up with a coach, have someone that's going to tell you, nah, that shit's not good for you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or do something like, you know, find your high vibe girlfriends and speak with them. Like, it's time to really make things happen now. It's, you know, let everybody else do nothing. It's no longer okay to do nothing. Not for us. We came here to change the world. We have got to take action. So it's action time, girls.
And do that with talking about your twin flame too. If you feel comfortable not talking about it, great, but find higher vibe, either friends or soul tribe, meet new people that are higher vibration that you could talk to if you need someone to talk to about your twin flame connection. Do not go and talk to family or friends who are in that lower vibration, because if you're having any inkling of fear or doubt, they're just going to set you off. If you're feeling like, well, I could be crazy, they're going to set you off. So again, either don't speak about it until you vibrate higher and you attract in new folks, or if you have a set of friends who are high vibrational, talk to them about it.
Absolutely, because this is the thing. Do not consult with anyone of a lower vibration, because they will lead you in the wrong direction, and they will not do it on purpose. They could love you to pieces, but they will lead you in the wrong direction. They can't help it. And then finally, there was one lady talking about how she's been needing to lose 20 pounds for 26 years. That's okay. Today is a new day. It doesn't matter what you've tried before. Now you can actually do it. Now is the time that you can actually make it happen and get it done. So do it now.
And the best, and I'll do a quick thing, the best way to do that, because for me, I was maybe in the same boat, it's setting setting boundaries, you guys, because twin flames are empaths. So putting on or eating or numbing out with food, they're emotional blocks. So when you start setting healthy boundaries with the lower vibration friends and folks and giving back their emotions and their energy as an empath, you'll see the pounds start to come off, and just start with a 10-15 minute walk a day. That's it.
Yeah, and that's it. Just start eating better, and move your body, sweat and eat right, and know,
set boundaries.
Set the boundaries, and know that this time is different. You can do this. So I'm going to check on my lady that I'm supposed to speak to, and if for any reason she's not ready to speak now, I'll message Pardis and we might jump back on, but we'll see. I'm just let me just check and then we'll see. All right, guys. I love you. Bye. No sound for me. Oh gosh. How weird.
Hi.
Honey. Hi. They're saying there's no sound. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
3 people have said no sound, so let's go out.
Okay.
Oh, now it works. It works now. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Hi, Alyssa.
It's okay. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was just saying to them, like, I hate to rush off, you know.
Yeah.
I realised that it's a lady that I want to talk to about doing a live, and so yeah. Oh, well, I don't need to repeat myself. I said it at the beginning, but yeah, I'm glad everyone can hear. That's the most important thing.
Sorry, I had to go close my door really quick.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to rush off. And the lady that I wanted to speak to, I realized I didn't have her phone number. So I've just messaged her and said, hey, I don't have your number. We're due to speak. I'm on a live. Pop up on the live and wave. And then I can jump off and we can have our call. So,
yeah. No, that's awesome. So, and one quick thing, and I forgot to mention, you guys, so I'm joining from my personal Instagram account. So this one is truly for my like writing business. So it's mainly for research. So thank you those who have sent follow requests. I just won't have folks following me other than my twin flame. I've allowed him to follow me, but beyond that, I'm not accepting follow requests, but love you all. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, as everyone anyone who doesn't know, she had a very large Instagram and she's shut it down because she is just to disconnect. But that's why coming here and on a Monday and doing this support that we give, it's like this is her way of still doing her thing for the twin flame community.
But I want to see, I mean, I want to do Q&A at some point too.
That's what I felt.
Is that what,
I didn't get to do that. So we're here, guys. Who has a question for us?
So I know we lost a bunch of folks, which is fine too. Before any questions come in, you guys, I want to touch on one quick thing, you guys. A lot of twin flames, I think this is for the beginners, intermediaries. They're afraid when they're doing their emotional work to get upset at their twin flame or think angry things or this and that. I think I've covered it before, but I just want to touch on it again. It's part of your emotional work, so make sure you're not band-aiding over emotions with your twin flame. Like, again, if you message them, you don't hear from them. If you get triggered or angry, write that out, rage that out, because that's just stuck energy. Don't be like, oh, no, it's okay, I understand this, and so make up this, or, you know, or if they're off maybe with a karmic, you're like, oh, no, well, I just want them to be happy, this and that. Like, clear that shit out. You have to be honest, because if you're, again, suppressing those emotions and not doing that deep work, you're going to keep getting triggered and triggered and triggered until it's like a volcanic eruption. So don't let it get to that point. Like, I would even suggest this week or this weekend, like, sit down with yourself and get honest about, like, how do I feel about where I'm at with my twin flame? Am I still holding some resentment? Or am I angry with myself for not, you know, accepting an offer in the beginning? Like, there's shit you may be holding on to that's from when you first met them, or the first year, or this year, or, oh, they're with someone else. You got to clear that shit out too, because those are emotional blocks that are going to repel or keep your twin flame away, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I was also just told then as well about crying. You know, the intermediates and the beginners are still probably thinking that when they cry, it means they're sad. Whereas the advanced ladies know crying is something to be encouraged. Like, oh, I just had a good cry. Oh, yeah. It was a nice cry there. Yeah. Once you get to the advanced stage, crying is great. And so cry. And I say to girls, you know, if you're feeling like crying, do it big. Lay on the bathroom floor and bang your hands and do it like a movie. Yeah. Like, go for it. Like, get it out. This all needs to come out. There's so much that needs to come out. Sometimes you're even clearing for the feminine actual whole collective. You know, sometimes I can feel that when I'm crying that's what that is.
Yeah.
Cry,
for sure.
cry. And don't ever think because you're crying, I don't know why I'm crying. I must be sad. No. That was like when you were 6 years old, crying meant that. Now crying means, oh, I have some emotions that I need to release for myself or for the collective, and I'm going to sit here and enjoy it. You understand, guys?
Yeah. And there's been times, you guys, where I've felt blocked. Like, I know something needs to come out, but it won't for some reason. Like, again, if you've seen that movie, The Holiday, I think it's called, with like Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet, love the movie, where Cameron Diaz like just can't cry. Because the reason being is because her shit is so deep. It was from childhood. Her parents, I think, divorced when she was a child, and she was like, I haven't cried since I was a child. So it's almost, you're so shut down and numb that you're not even realizing how to break that seal. So when I had those moments, I would trigger myself because I was like, I know I need to cry. I just don't know why I'm not crying. So there were times where I would maybe message my twin flame knowing that I was not going to get a response, to either trigger myself, or I would put on a music playlist that I knew would get me going emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
I would do that. Yeah.
My twin actually wrote a song asking me to come back. Anyone that hasn't heard it, well, I broke my ankle in an attempt around the time that I was trying to give me and him another chance, and then I blamed him for that. So then I told him, I have to leave you alone. That was my last message to him. So then he wrote a song to me called She Said I've Got to Leave You Alone, and it's with Neo. And if I hear that song, oh my God, flowing tears, because like literally this guy put his heart and soul in it to bring me back. And it did bring me back. And then I fucked it up again. But anyway, if I need to cry, guaranteed. But if it may even help you guys cry if you know the story now that he wrote that about me and I still fucked it up. You're listening to hip hop to make you cry.
Yeah. And you guys, we have a question. It says, I'm new to the twin flame journey. Who is your twin flame? I had an impression it was a life partner. Sounds like it's the person or people that are here to help you grow or heal. Is this correct? So your twin flame, yeah, go, totally.
The reason they want me to answer first is only because it's like literally, I believe her to be, like I said, one of the top twin flame readers on the entire planet. And so I feel like if I take some of the nitty gritty, then you can like polish it up afterwards. But basically, not everyone has a twin flame. Everyone has soulmates, and they can be romantic or family. But a twin flame, and this is, like we said, we were told we're to talk about the beginners as well today, and we didn't get to give them much love and attention, so now we can do it now. We gave the advanced lots of attention, and they don't normally get it. So there are earth angels, you know, people that are here to change the world that actually came in and they have a divine counterpart, which is known as their twin flame. And this twin flame is actually the same soul split into two people. So you actually feel each other and have a psychic connection to this person. Not everyone has met theirs yet. If you have met yours, you know about it. When you meet, it literally feels like magical. For example, when I met my twin, the first thing I said to him was, get the fuck off my arm. And then he took his sunglasses off and suddenly I was like, oh, he could tell me to jump up and down and bark like a dog and I would have done it. Like literally the difference of eye contact with this man changed the game. It was like magic. So not everyone has a twin flame. That's so important. That's why this is a community mainly of the women that know they have a twin flame, even if they haven't met him yet, especially the younger women in their 30s or late 20s. Quite a lot of those ladies actually haven't met theirs yet. They just know they have one, but they're real, genuine twin flames, and you can tell they are. And so it really is. So I was just told to do a little mini part in answer to that, because it almost felt like asking a Harvard law teacher to answer a question about something. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Even though you were willing to answer it, but I was meant to do some of the medium work for you.
Which is fine, so for me, so it's two things. For me, when I had my own Instagram page, YouTube page, the folks who were drawn to me or attracted to me were twin flames who had met their twin flames. So anyone who's drawn to my energy or my page, all that stuff, you are a twin flame, whether it's a newly awakened, you just met your twin flame or not. A lot of folks who come to the term twin flame, seeing the 1111, this and that, in my experience, it has been you've already met your twin flame. It could have been a year ago or 2 years ago. The thing I want to touch on, it doesn't look the way the movies maybe made it seem, where, oh, you come, it's lovely, it's bliss. That's a soulmate connection. So soulmates are like similar souls. So what Amelia had mentioned earlier in the live. So it is a romantic relationship, but you know, you may meet your twin flame and they're in a marriage, or you may meet your twin flame and you're in a marriage, you know, so it might not look like what you're thinking is this lovey-dovey. There you go.
Relationship when I met him, and he had to from him.
So a lot of people get confused and they're like, well, that can't be my twin flame. My twin flame maybe lives in another country, or my twin flame is with another person. can they be dating? So you know what I mean? So the twin flame is going to break apart all those, sorry, my dog is here. It's going to break apart that. So you got to get out of this mold that a twin flame relationship looks like this. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, fall in love, end of story. It's not that simple, because part of it is self-healing of emotional blocks and wounds. So that's why there may be ups and downs, breakups, or like you may leave a spouse to be with your twin, you know what I mean? Because you are coming out of loveless connections because you're doing more self-love, and that's attracting your twin flame in, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I just think that the main things that I got at the moment were the fact that there's one who spiritually leads, and it is us. So it's, you get leading, girls, you know, but get leading by leading yourself where you need to be led to. You know what I mean? Like, lead yourself to the water. Stop making excuses by talking to people that are not going to the water so that you don't have to go to the water. Lead yourself to the water, girls, you know? Because it's a unique journey for us. You know, we incarnated through a unique journey. We're not like the rest of the world. We are here to change the world.
Absolutely. And if you are the one who is in that relationship with a spouse or someone else that is not your twin flame, and again, you want to be with your twin flame and you're wondering why, you've got to really look at why you're still in a connection that maybe for you, maybe you're conscious of it or it's subconscious, is not meeting your needs or your love needs, if that makes sense. So
what in you is holding you there?
Yeah. So if you want to be with your twin flame and you're with somebody else, remember the universe works topsy-turvy. You got to clear out that loveless connection, or maybe not in love with that person connection, so that your twin flame can come in closer. That's what I was saying earlier. Don't wait for your twin flame. It's all up on you, you know?
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think we may have set the world to rights.
Totally.
Anyone else? Let's see what else. Wow, sounds lovely. I found my twin flame. Queen Bee had a thing. He was a close friend, turned best friend. I was with someone else for years, even that. So yes, do the scary shit. So basically, the shit list normally consists of some scary shit.
Totally.
So shit that seems like really hard work, like my online program thing. Things that you just would rather not do, like my drawer that needs sorting out. You know, it's whatever. And this is obviously me now. You know, I'm like 15 years deep in this work. So obviously for someone else, it's going to be different things. But it's going to relate. It's going to relate to the things that we're talking about. Do you want to just give some of your shit list things?
Recent ones or in the past shit lists?
No,
like recent ones?
Or ones you have left. Whatever's
the ones
left.
Yeah, the ones I have left are what I was telling you guys. For me, it's mainly dietary, you guys. Dietary and exercise are big ones for me. And again, it doesn't mean that I have to get to a certain point to draw my twin flame in. It means once I make that commitment and start taking action towards it, my twin flame will pop up. So again, don't think you have to be at a destination for it to happen. Again, it's weight, the changing my diet, and then the starting my writing program, because again, I'm adding to my business. That's scary shit, learning something new. And again, you guys, for me, this is the difference for me. And I think maybe for you too, Amelia, when I was growing up, again, my dream job, and I knew in 5th grade, was to be an attorney. So I didn't grow up being like, oh, I want to be a life coach. Oh, I want to be a tarot reader. Oh, I want to be a Reiki healer. Oh, I want to be a writer. None of that. So what has happened for me is when I realized attorney was no longer my dream, I sent that out to the universe, and universe was like, hey, go be a life coach. Hey, go do Oracle tarot readings. Hey, go do Reiki, go do copywriting, whatever it is. It's not stuff that, you know, you thought of before, but that's why you know it's part of your calling and part of your twin flame journey. So all you have to do is be open to change and doing something different. So again, all of it is scary shit. Like when I was signing up to do my life coaching, scary shit, because I was like, what the fuck? Excuse my language. But then realizing other piece being that you have all the tools and skills. Once I started doing my life coaching program, I was like, oh my God, I've been guiding people, coaching people since I was like 4 years old. You know what I mean? Channeling messages. So I was like, oh, I've had the tools. when I'm doing the writing thing, I've been doing writing like all my life. You guys have been doing it since you were kids. So it's nothing new, but it feels scary and you're up leveling it. So there is going to be that scary shit. Those are my two big ones right now. And making that space, clearing out my heart space from toxic connections, relationships, which can be family or friends or jobs, to make room for my twin flame. So I have another move coming in, which is scary because I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to land, but you got to be open to that shit, you guys. Big shit and small shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is the thing, guys, is that we all have these different shifts and we've all been making changes, but now it's time to really do it. Because the thing is that it's like you can stay where you are for years and you will find people that will encourage you to stay where you are in your comfort zone that's no longer comfortable. But here's the thing, we have to find out what is holding us back, and we have to make the brave moves now. And what I'm being shown is just so many things. Like, this is actually quite a nice one that I was showed a few things when you were talking. One is that recently when I've been at the gym, a few times I've seen couples that are working out together. And I know that me and my twin will do that. But here's the difference, you see. Had I not started working out this year, and he's been working out, like I think last year he did a marathon and, you know, he's been doing a lot. But before that, that wasn't, when we met, trust me, he was not going to the gym. Apart from smoking weed, that was his exercise, you know. Anyway. So he's gotten in shape. I have started getting in shape, and you see how these are the preliminaries, so that vision of us actually having a trainer and working out together, doing the same things, you know, lifting the weights, that's actually possible. And it's possible because, okay, I may not be where he is now, but at least I could try. Like, I do work out 5 times a week with a trainer. So I'm like getting to that point. And that's what it is. We don't have to achieve all of it, you know, but by doing our bit in that direction for all these different things, that's what's going to make the difference, you know, because imagine it was the old me that hadn't been in the gym and then he's off to the gym. I might have done it, but I would have been silly with it. I'd have been playing with it. Oh, this is too heavy. I can't do this. Oh, I'm just going to go sit. Yeah. Now I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And I would try, and I would really, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference. So it's getting yourself, I feel like I was just told that something clicked in someone watching this just then when I said that there's something in their life that they've been holding off doing because they want to do it with their twin, but they realize that there are some steps they can do, small steps that will make a huge difference, because when that bit's connected with his bit, then it's bam, it works. Yeah. And that's why, you know, I may not get to like athlete standard body by the summer, but I've made some huge steps, and that's the key. It's making steps.
So, and not to sidetrack it, but Jody's asking, how do we decode twin flame dreams? She's like, I've had 125th dream last night, and she's wondering if you're supposed to be doing something actively about it or just observing. So you guys, twin flame dreams, like when you're having a dream about your twin flame, that is your twin flame showing up in your dream, their 5D self, like communicating with you. So again, everyone's dream is going to be very personal to your own journey. Another thing that may happen is you may have a dream, let's say you're female and a man shows up in your dream, but it's not your twin flame, but you don't know who the heck this person is. Sometimes your twin flame will show up as a completely different person because they know that that's how they can get a message through to you, because you may not be open to seeing them in the dream state. So you're clearing out subconscious stuff. So yes, pay attention to the dreams. Like if you had this interaction, I remember one time I had a dream and then like my twin flame showed up. I thought it was someone else. I was hoping it was my twin flame, but when I saw my twin flame, I was like crying. I was like, I thought it would be you, you know, emotional in my dream. So you're clearing out emotional blocks in your dream state. But if I woke up and I was like, oh, I was jealous, or he kept rejecting me in my dream and, you know, blah, 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 then I know I have to clear a block because I still have that fear of rejection or abandonment, or I'm holding resentment towards my twin flame. So again, if they're lovey-dovey dreams about your twin flame, that just means you're connecting with them in 5D. Love on that, love it during the day, replay that in your mind. But if it's like you woke up like emotional but sad, angry, grieving, jealous, those are blocks you need to clear out. But if you woke up emotional, I wish I could see my twin flame, I wish it was real, those are still blocks too, because that means you have doubt of it possibly happening for you. So you got to clear that doubt by believing more, trusting more in your journey, and seeing them and being with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. My twin was in my dream last night, actually. I always feel like it's a little bit of fuel as well. Like, you know, when he comes into my dream, I feel like I live off that for a good couple of weeks, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And I think actually in my dream last night, it was actually like, you know, I was actually quite surprised he was there. I don't know why. I just remember being quite surprised. So that's a good thing.
Sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes they're communicating a message like, we're going to be together soon, or like, it's getting close. Like, so that's why I mean, it's very subjective and personal. So yes, definitely decode your dreams, and always see, like, do I need to do emotional block clearing, or do I have a block between me and my twin flame?
Yeah.
So just awareness is always key with any dreams, even if it's not about your twin flame. If you have dreams, sometimes I'll have dreams with like old friends I haven't seen for 10 years. Maybe it was a toxic friendship, and then they pop up. Sometimes I've ended karmic connections, or whatever it's called, with friends in dream state, because they show up and we have this loving interaction of like, we just went our separate ways, and it closes out that, you know what I mean? So it could be about other folks too. But if it's a very live, you woke up from the dream feeling like angry, this or that, pay attention to it, because something needs to clear out, or you may have healed it in dream state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, the thing is, what I'm being told as well, though, is if you have bad dreams, don't necessarily go into great big analysis of them. And the reason why is because there is this heavy energy on the earth at the moment that works. It's like you have ego, which is inside your head, which obviously I'm a specialist in helping people turn it down so your head becomes quiet. So you've got the ego that's in your head. Outside of our head, just here in the ether, there's what I call the shadow whispers, which is something new that's come up that actually literally whispers worrying thoughts. And it sounds like it's in your head, but it's because you're hearing it. So you've got the shadow whispers that work on the dark side too. So basically what's happening is you've got shadow whispers talking bullshit, and then you've got your ego trying to get you to do self-sabotaging stuff. So what happens is sometimes in dreams, you can get kind of attacked in dreams, and that's why you're having the bad dream. And the best thing to do is just wake up and just shake it off. And say,
shake it off, clean it,
I'm going to have a milkshake now, or I'm going to go eat a banana. Like, don't do huge dream analysis on bad dreams, because it may well be that you've been doing really great work, because again, it happens with me a lot, and I'm busy here doing great work all the time, and the bad dreams are literally to try and lower my vibration. So don't start telling your friends all about the dreadful stories that happened. Don't give energy to the bad dreams.
And to Amelia's point, that can happen in waking state too. So again, if like your twin flame triggers you by, you see a post on their Instagram, or like a message to someone else, you know what I mean? If they just trigger you there, don't dive deep into like, what is coming up for me? Where is this stem from? What piece of childhood? You don't have to go that deep. You just maybe be like, oh, well, I feel shitty right now. I'm not going to feel shitty anymore. I'm going to go move and focus on something like that. So you don't always have to do the deep dive analysis. Just use your intuition, like, because I would do that maybe in the beginning of my journey and be like, did I clear this out? You know, like, let me analyze it to this. And then now I'm just like, you know what? I just didn't like how it felt, because we're going to experience the hot and cold, like things we like, things we don't, whether you're with your twin flame or not. So just, if you don't like the energy, that just means it's showing you something you don't want. So go focus on something you do want, or clear your energy, or more positive. You know, it means maybe raise your vibration.
Yeah. And also, again, like I was told to say specifically, a lot of the advice I gave at the beginning was for the really advanced women, just because you guys do get neglected. And so I did want to say again that taking ownership, this is for the advanced women, because, you know, beginners and intermediates, this will probably give you a complete head fuck. But but with the advanced women, you know, ownership. Like, you've got nothing to be angry at your twin for. The reason why you're in separation is because of your own fears, your own bullshit that you have to go away and sort out. And you have to not only just sort it out, you've got to redecorate, re-pimp out the whole thing, and get the whole thing looking amazing and extraordinary, and become one of the happiest people on the planet. And then then it undoes the damage of what our fears did in the beginning. So
Yeah.
you know, people find it hard again to imagine that I can have so much more healing. Well, with me, it's not even healing now. It's just that I did bite off a big mission. I did bite off more than most people would chew. And like I said, and I'm also supposed to guide from this position, as is Pardis. Me and Pardis are meant to guide from this position, because the women that are being guided with us now, you're all so key to the planetary ascension that we're here to guide you with us. But then when you see us in union, you know you're almost in union too, because you were with us on this journey. So this is all part of the process. If me and her were in union now, we might both be on private islands somewhere and just be gone, and just be like, yeah, see you later, guys. You know. So that's the point. So there's a lot of things that go with this, but taking ownership is something that's been big for me this week. And that was just ownership, knowing that if I hadn't have had fears, me and him would be married now. We would be together now. But then that was not the plan. I did have to process my fears and get everything sorted out. It is just what needed to happen. But I need to own it, that it was my fears that caused all of the bullshit. And by owning them, and now making sure I don't have any of that at all anymore, to the point where literally it would be okay if he needed to just move into my head. He liked every thought that I had about him and about my life and about every aspect of my life, then I'm probably there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's where I'm moving into now. It's like, well, I like my friends, I like my family, I like my work, I like my house, I like my dog. I'm using like for a reason. I don't know why they want me to say like instead of love, but you know, it's like I like everything that's going on. So it's okay if he lives in this space now. And remember, they really do live in that space within us. So he feels how comfortable I am here, but it also does mean that he does have to make some adjustments his end as well to fit us in, you know.
Yeah, and for those, I think when I mentioned the whole, we get analytical, and ego is popping up on here too, and we touched ego. You guys, when in doubt, what I always say, for those of you who are of the analytical mind, hello, I'm one of those, or ego pops up, like, what should I do? When in doubt, like, change shit up. Do the opposite of what you normally would do. So if, again, like, let's say you have a dream or an interaction with someone that like sent you sideways or triggered you, if your normal old self would sit there, overanalyze it, stay at home, crawl in bed, eat, you know, chocolate chip cookies, watch Netflix, change it up. Be like, you know, what would I normally do? And be like, you know what, maybe instead I'll go take a shower and go for a walk. You know, like, when in doubt and you can't figure shit out, do the opposite of what you're used to doing, because to close that cycle out or to change shit, you got to do things differently than what you're like programmed to do. Okay, so break out of default mode.
But also know, guys, you know, there are people, you know, that like, ego mastery is my biggest thing. There's, you know, what I do is I educate people about the ego, but not only do I educate it, I also give you the tools to weaken it and starve it. And that's, those two things is what makes the difference. You have got to weaken it, and by starving it, but you also must educate yourself about it. And so that's why I say, you know, anyone that wants to know more about this stuff, just book a call with me, because I'll happily talk to you about it. Because the thing is that it doesn't need to be a mystery. You know, there's a couple of us on this planet that have unraveled the story and figured it out. And it's like, you know, you can understand your ego, and you can starve your ego, and you can become fully in higher self 24/7. It's possible. It's actually your birthright, and you are going to get there. It's just how fast you get there is your choice.
And for the beginners and intermediaries, I just want to touch on, you can't mess shit up with your twin flame. So if you're sitting there beating up on yourself, like, why did I say that? Why did I not do that? Oh my God, I messed it up. I'll never hear from him or her again, this and that. You can never mess shit up with your twin flame. You will always end up with your twin flame. You just got to continue to do the work. And part of that work is that self-forgiveness or self-healing, the self-love, the nurturing yourself, that you can't get shit wrong. You're learning, you're growing. Like today, I could look at myself last night who was in ego and clearing shit out and be like, I'm clear now. I had to get that out to be clear. So it wasn't like I pushed my twin flame away. They can't come around. You can never push them away, you guys. So don't sit in that like pool of like, I messed it up forever. I'm never going to hear from them.
Yeah, because again, just to give you guys a sneak peek of how it works in ego training, the reason why that just keeps you stuck is that when you have unforgiveness against yourself, that's food for the ego. When you feel shame or guilt or anger, that's food for the ego. You're feeding the thing that's trying to get you to do the things that makes you upset, that makes you feel guilt and anger, and it's a cycle and it's non-stop. Until you can stop, educate yourself, distance yourself, understand you're the observer, that you have a higher self and an ego, that you are the silent observer, you are neither of the voices. One of the voices is trying to take you to a great place. One is trying to take you basically to suicide through full self-destruction. And when you understand that your head consists of these two voices, by actually educating you properly about them and understanding the food source of the ego, what we do is we remove its food source so it actually shrivels up and sits in the corner and sulks, but it can't do much. That's how, when you see someone as happy as myself, it's because my ego is asleep in the corner going, eh. Now with Pardis, she's done the work too. So when she's aware when it's trying to wake up, she's aware, she's like, it's trying to wake up, it's trying to fuck with me. Yeah, that's the point. That's where you have to get to, you know? Yeah,
the awareness is key. And Jody's asking, like, how do you know if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Like, beginners are really those of you, it doesn't mean you just met your twin flame. It means you just heard about the term twin flames and this journey and all that, because a lot of folks, when they hear about the word twin flame, or they're guided to it, or start seeing 1111, maybe they met their twin flame a year ago, or they had all of a sudden their twin flame ghosted them, and you know what I mean? So beginner is really, you're just waking up to the twin flame journey and you're learning about what are twin flames, what is this journey about. Intermediary is you kind of know what twin flames are. You still get triggered like shit. You take shit personally. Your ego is heavily awake, but you're getting yourself out of your old life into the new life. So you're kind of in that gap. There's periods of dark night of the soul still. You're still healing. You're changing careers. You're doing the stuff on your shit list, or you're waking up to the shit list, like what I need to do. You still have moments where you're like, is this real? You're still like in that limbo intermediary phase. You may have heard from your twin flame or not. A lot of folks are on intermediary phase, you guys. So I want you to know that.
And I actually put the majority of my clients are actually intermediates. They're my favorites. I was just told to speak to the advanced today. And I think that really, I would say it's a combination of things. It's being new to the twin flame journey. It also can be being new to the spiritual awakening and self-healing and self-development and things like that. I mean, Jody, you have access to me, so we can talk about this separately. And anyone else who wants to just reach out and chat with me, we can organize that. But so I would say is, sorry, I was just going to say, what I would say is, when we're talking about intermediate and beginner and advanced today, we were specifically talking about on the journey. And I just think it's really great that you did cover people that are together as well, that are married or in a couple, and the fact that that is actually like the healing of codependency, and that there's a lot of healing that still needs to happen.
Because there's folks married to their twin flames for, let's say, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but they're just waking up to the spiritual journey or twin flame journey. So I would truly call them beginners, even though they've been in a relationship with their twin flames for that long. So I'm really talking about, to your point, beginner to the spiritual or twin flame journey. So it really varies. And, it's whatever resonates with you, it's whatever you're like, oh, that's me, and that's why we give examples as well as just the title. We're giving examples because everyone's at different stages. And the thing is, I'm being told that it's time for us to wrap up now, but there is something that's important, which is we are all ascended masters. We're just all in different states of remembrance. So we are all equals. We are all here to change and to save the world. We all have amazing things that we're here to do, and we just have to get the fuck out of our own way and make sure we're not self-sabotaging and hurting ourselves and making bad decisions, because the shadow whispers will try and make you make bad decisions, and the ego will try and make you do bad actions. So overcoming them is part of this spiritual evolvement. But I self-destructed many times. We all have.
In fact, the more you self-destructed, the more you will enjoy the spiritual rise. And finally, I was also told to say that the more intelligent you are, the more clever your ego is. So watch out for that, guys.
Yes, I had that problem.
Yeah, exactly. So,
okay.
well,
Awesome.
guys,
Thank
we
you, guys.
You, clearly,
yes.
all of you. That's why we just couldn't leave you alone.
Can they watch both? Amelia, can they watch both?
Everything. Yeah,
okay.
Everything should. The other two should already be up, and then this one will come up now. So
and
it should be good.
some folks have asked you guys. Amelia makes it available. Her team makes it available on YouTube after the 24-hour replay, right? Some folks didn't know about the YouTube.
Yeah. And also, it's because we've just been getting it set up, and I've been waiting. Well, Joji Lee takes care of it, and I was waiting for her to let me know that she thinks everything's right on there, because I haven't been on there.
Oh, sorry.
But it does exist. It just could be a bit shabby. But yeah.
So again, watch the replay 24 hours.
Yeah, just keep an eye out on the posts that I put in Empress Evolution, because I am going to do like a big, hey, everybody, go and check this out. But this will definitely be on replay for the next 24 hours, regardless.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. I just want to do one more triple check. Have we missed anything that was really important?
Feel the underlying emotions. Thank you for that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for your
Not
time.
about them, actually. They're just marvelous bonus.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Love you guys too.
Excellent.
And hi to the Southern Hemisphere and the Northern.
Yeah. And we will be back next week, guys.
Yes.
And, anyone that wants to do a reading with Pardis, just reach out. I've got her links in the post on the Instagram page where you see her face. They're in there. And if you want to book something to, if you want to book to do a free call with me, just go on to my Amelia Happiness Guru and click the link in my bio, and it will take you through.
Oh, sorry. And you guys submit questions to Empress before our call or our live next Monday if you guys have stuff you want us to address.
Yeah.
Or, or email us. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're doing this throughout the whole month of March to just get all of the girls on the right track, because that's what we were guided to do. So, let's all make the most of it, and let us know what you need to know. That would be great.
Yay!
Okay,
thanks, you guys.
Love you.
Love you guys. Bye. Have a good week, you guys. Bye.